Hi, everybody.
You know what time of year it is, Mary?
What time?
Well, it's Halloween.
Halloween is coming. Candy, 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 candy.
Well, I was thinking, what are we usually out doing for the past 4 years? Who have we been looking for?
It has been the search for Lavender Lilly.
That's right, and we're going to do a little more looking today, but
we haven't exhausted all the cemeteries.
No.
And so we're still picking through volumes and volumes of history materials, and we are still diligently looking to find Lavender Lilly.
So if you haven't heard the story of Lily, I'm going to recount it right now for you on our way to a cemetery.
Everybody likes the cemeteries.
Yes, they like us in the cemeteries anyway, so I don't know what that's saying. But
Okay, now fill us in.
Well, again, I always remind people we have no timeline. We don't know when all this was happening, but we have to kind of assume it was, not way back in the 1800s anyway, maybe a little more modern. And the story is that two boys were driving along the top of Tyson and Montana Ridge in Buffalo County, and it was evening, it was getting dark, and there was a girl walking down the road, going the same direction that they were. And one story says she was wearing a lavender prom dress. Okay, that's part of it. Anyway, it was kind of a chilly night, and they stopped and asked her if she needed a ride, and she said yes, she needed a ride home. So she got in the back seat, and she was in this prom dress, and it was a chilly night, so one of the boys was kind enough to give her his coat. So they drove her down the ridge, and they came to a farm, and she said that was her home. So they drove in and let her off, and she got out, and she went into the house. So the boys turned around and left, and they got down the road about a mile when they figured that they had forgotten their coat. They had left it with the girl. So the boys turned around and they went back to the house where they'd left the girl off, and they got out of the car and they went to the door and knocked, and a lady came and they said, "Excuse me, but we just dropped your daughter off here and we forgot and left our coat with her." And the lady was just horrified. She said, "Oh, what's going on here?" She said, "Our daughter was killed a year ago tonight."
Really?
Really. And she was just so heartbroken and upset. So the boys got back in their car, forgot about the coat, and drove back. They headed back towards Tyson Ridge, and when they got to that little Catholic cemetery, they stopped because they looked into the cemetery and they saw
the coat.
Their coat hanging on a grave.
Oh my.
So that's the story of Lavender Lilly. Now there has been additions, subtractions, modifications made to it, but this is the basic story.
And we have looked at several cemeteries in an attempt to find Lavender Lilly, of which most of the time, all of the time thus far, we've struck out.
Because I was told a couple years ago that we needed to look for her over at Norden, and we didn't find her there. But we had other people say, "Well, you didn't look far enough west. You should have gone west from Norden." So here we are. We are at Naples Cemetery, which is in Buffalo County. So let's take a look here and see if we have any luck.
We'll see what we can see.
Okay. So we are going into Naples. I don't think that it is necessarily aligned with any church. I couldn't find any information anyway. It's a small cemetery. So we're going to look at some of the names here and see if any of them might be Lily. See what we find.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. This is a real different one right here, isn't it, Mary?
Yes, it is.
And their name is Hardine or Jardine, however they say it. And it's really different.
And these are newer. So
yeah.
Can flip that out, huh?
Yep. All right, let's look over here. Now this is interesting. Now this name on this stone is Damen, and I don't know a lot of German, but I'm pretty sure that's the word for like women. Damen.
Selma.
And Edward.
1983.
Yeah, so these are here's Oli.
1890. So these folks had some age to them.
Yeah. And here's Oli, who died in 1938, born in 1850, so I'm pretty sure he would have been a pioneer here. And then over here we have some names. This is an older one, you can see, because it's got all the the lichens and moss on it. Martin Moe, Martinius Moe. Here's more Peter Moe, Agnes. But none of those names are Lily. Now it's interesting because I always hear that somebody said, oh, my great aunt, or my neighbor's cousin said they saw Lavender Lily. But so far, I never talked to anybody that said they actually saw her. It's always somebody else. Yeah. So if she's walking around, must not be a lot of people that are seeing her. And so she's up there walking the ridge. Maybe she's only appearing to certain people. So here's a Halverson and a Munson. Several Munsons, and over here an Ellingson. This is a pretty Norwegian-y looking cemetery, isn't it, Mary?
Yeah. I think we're going to be disappointed once again.
Well, at least we're trying, because we had people say we needed to go farther west from Norden. One year we looked at Norden because we had people saying that's where she was. And then there was the year that we went looking for and wound up going on Snyder Road, which turned into this dugway going down a hill. That was real interesting. We made it okay, and we did not see Lily. And then last year, what were we doing? We were looking for Lily as well, and we never had any sight of her. So we did, again, go up there on Montana and Tyson Ridge. That old cemetery there on Tyson Ridge, that cemetery, that's a Catholic cemetery. For some reason, that seems to be the one that is heavily associated with Lily. And Mary, up here is another old-looking stone. And this one, the people buried here, one died in 1913, one in 1910, and the writing is in Norwegian. Name is. That's an old stone, but it's not Lily. And over here we have Johnson, Swanson, Anderson. This is very Norwegian. Maybe at one time there was a Norwegian Lutheran church up here. We don't know. Oh, this one is one of these kind of stones where they've got writing on the side. And those really get worn. Here's Olsen. I'd say that's another Norwegian family. Nora and John and Arlene.
I have been told by watchers that they have seen things.
Where?
They have seen things in our programs that are strange.
Well,
and that maybe Lily's actually following us.
Well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, this is the 5th year that we've been out here looking for her without much success, and yet we keep doing it. And don't they say that is the definition of being, crazy, when you keep doing something and getting the same result, but you keep doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look at right here. Here's kids that died in 1888 and 89, and that's when they had the terrible diphtheria that swept through this area of Wisconsin. This killed off whole families of children. Here's Nora.
And here's little Martha.
Yeah, Nora was, a year old. Just terrible. And too, if it's an old cemetery like this, there's maybe many burials here that no longer have a stone, or maybe did have a stone, ever did. NK.
So I wonder if that's like unknown.
Well, it was probably a baby. They probably didn't have, it wore off. And over here by this, must be a really old cedar tree, because cedars don't grow very fast. Look at the size of this. It's quite the old tree, I believe. And these are the Ericksons. Uh-oh. There's a tombstone over here for Mary Anderson. But look at this old cedar tree. They grow slowly. So that's an old tree. That's on a timer. Well, let's walk down here a little bit farther, Mary, and then I don't have that feeling. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Is that a sign of things to come if the wind is picking up?
Well, it could be. I'm not sure what kind of a sign, but this one is Johannes Ellingson. He was born in 1865 and died in 1894. And next to Johannes is Julius, who died as a child. He was only 3 years old. Died in 1895. That's why these cemeteries really are kind of give us a little kick, because we need to remember how lucky we are now that it is not common for children to die. And our great-grandparents, that was something that they had to live with when they had children, was the possibility that they could lose several children. And this is the Naples Cemetery. Naples, that's a place in Italy, but this is probably pretty far removed for anything Italian here. Now we're back in the corner here of the Naples Cemetery, and we have not seen anything that said Lilly on it. So maybe, I think Mary and I are going to truncate this and get back in our car. And I don't know, I feel like we ought to head back up towards Tyson Ridge. That just seems to be where we're being pulled all the time, like there's an attraction. So we'll go back towards Tyson. Well, Mary, we're headed back up to Tyson Ridge. And I've got a couple quick stories to tell you as we go. A very reputable farmer from the Hovey Valley area, Denuser Valley, young farmer told me that when he was a teenager, he was up on Tyson Ridge and he was just driving past that little Catholic cemetery when all of a sudden, boom, he got a flat tire.
Oh.
So he changed it, didn't think much about it, but he said a couple days later, he was driving by the cemetery again and he got another flat tire.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I think you're feeding me a lie.
No, this is true, what he told me.
Now, you found out about this at the Hovey Valley Walk?
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's, one of those things anyway. He said it kind of creeped him out. And then my other point that I'm going to talk about here, and as you can see, we're going down the road here. This is harvest time, And there is one of those great big, what do they call them? The grain
tanks.
Grain tanks, yes.
This is a jumbo grain tank.
Look at the tires. Holy cow.
There we go. Look at that, baby.
Go farmers.
Waiting for a load. Waiting for a load.
But I had a picture sent to me on Facebook. A picture of a prom dress in an old deserted house.
Seriously?
Seriously, and the message that came with it was that if we could find the house that had that dress, that we would find Lavender Lilly.
Well, where did the message
It
come
didn't,
from?
I don't know. It was just one of these websites. It was called Forgotten Wisconsin, and it has pictures of it, usually of old houses and cemeteries, things that aren't working anymore.
So it wasn't sent you by a person, or was it?
Well, it was, but I don't know this person. So anyway.
What was their name?
Well, it was a strange name. I think it was a made-up name.
Could be reached from the other side, maybe, if there's been strange happenings.
I have not found that house, and there's lots of empty houses around, but they're usually on private property, so it's not like I'm going to be, rumbling through old houses looking for prom dresses.
Well, and I'm going to try to get a few more tree shots while we're looking here, going up this beautiful Dugway. Wow. This one doesn't have as good a color. Nancy.
What?
Nancy, you better... Nancy,
What?
go
What?
up. Hurry up a little bit. Well, like, not too crazy, but
Yeah?
this is gravel. Hurry up. Don't you see it?
No, what are you seeing?
Just get going.
I am. Why don't you tell me to slow down
Well,
the next one?
What?
What are you seeing?
I'm just go. Just
I am.
go.
I am.
Don't you see a glimpse? Don't you see a glimpse of color?
No.
Well, Nancy, you're not going fast enough.
I'm looking. And I can't go too fast. Look at this Dugway.
Oh my gosh. Can't you see it?
No.
It's right out there. It's right over.
Is it in the air?
It's around the corner.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness, Nancy.
Well, I can't go too fast. It's washboardy here.
Oh my goodness, Nancy. We're missing.
What do you think you see?
Oh, I can't. To me, it looked like it was a flowing dress.
Oh no. Well, I'm going about as fast as I can on this.
I know, and the camera's jiggling, and
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
when was the last time you got your eyes checked?
Well, I don't.
I can't. Don't you see it?
No.
Okay, well.
We're almost up to the top of Tyson Ridge. So
Well, I'm fatigued and I am kind of tired, Nancy. It's been a busy weekend.
I know. Well, you've got reason, but you think you see something. Well,
I don't know.
well,
I don't know.
We get around this corner and we'll see what there is to see. Okay.
Or maybe it was like the backs of a motorcycle or something.
A purple motorcycle?
Well, I've seen all colors, and today we've met a lot of motorcycles.
Well, that's true. And we're up here again.
Maybe it's one of them side-by-side things. Those come in wild,
Well, that's true.
crazy colors too.
But there's no dust from anything ahead of us.
Come on, Nancy, you're starting to creep me out.
Well, we're heading back towards Tyson Ridge, to that cemetery, because it seems like that's where these Lavender Lilly chases always end up.
Well, see,
last year we were at Julesson Ridge.
There's dust over there. No, that's a truck.
That's a grain truck, yeah. It's probably who the grain tank at the end is waiting for.
Oh my goodness.
Hope he sees us.
Yeah.
I hope we don't see something lavender plastered to his grill.
Are you making fun of me now?
No, I'm not.
You are. Pull way over. He needs the road. Look at that. Hard worker.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my goodness, gravy.
Now up here on the left, Mary, remember there used to be a house, which is gone now. It was a farmhouse.
Yes.
And it had some connection to Lavender Lilly. They said one time it started on fire and nobody was living there at the time. And the fire department came out and put it out. And they saw writing on the wall and supposedly blood and, who knows what was on there. Okay, they went away, and then not too long after that, the house started on fire again. And this time, the owner, Mr. Shishak, said, just let it burn, let it burn. So it's gone. But the implication was that that house had something to do with Lavender Lilly, which is up here on Tyson Ridge. But the house is gone. There is nothing there anymore.
Oh my goodness, huh?
And somebody said that it was a Schneider house. And there was some connection between the Schneider name and Lilly.
Well, you know that there was a Doc Schneider at one time that had a clinic in Independence, like in the 20s or 30s or so.
Well, that's before my time.
I mean, it was early in history.
Okay.
That there was a Schneider, so maybe there's a tie-in. Huh.
Well, it's a common German name, and but supposedly there is some connection, and that one Dugway that you and I went down, that was Schneider Road, so...
Oh, okay.
But it's all up here on Tyson Ridge. This seems to be like, this is the big meltdown point for Lavender Lilly.
This is where it draws you back in.
Yes, it does.
And God, Nancy, I do think I saw something.
Okay, well.
I really do.
All right, now we're coming up here on the left is this Tyson Ridge Cemetery, Catholic cemetery. There used to be a small Catholic church here for many years, and they said it had about 25 families in the congregation. And it was up here, I'm not certain where exactly in this lot here, the cemetery, where this church was, but it got taken down. On the right side here, where there's just trees now, there used to be a store and a school. So there was a community up here. So maybe Lilly was part of that community. But I do feel compelled to pull in here. So this cemetery is cared for by the Catholic Diocese of La Crosse, I guess. And you can see it's well kept. Very well kept. And right now, I do not see anybody up here in purple. I don't see any coats hanging over cemetery. Over stones, do you?
But I got a call, I think it was after we did like maybe one of the first Lavender Lilly shows.
Yeah.
And a lady swears that she saw a jacket.
Oh my.
And I asked her, I said, where in the program? She said she didn't know, but she knows she saw it. I mean, she was so adamant about it. She said it even gave her the chills.
Well, well.
I mean, do you ever, I mean, you can go back and you can look at the shows.
Oh yeah, anybody can. They're all archived, all 4 of them.
Huh. And then another lady called and said, and there was another one where they thought that they saw purple. And it was like purple or lavender or what, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying. And now we've got tires that are going flat. And
well, we've got stuff here that we've got to consider. So let's just get out and consider. So, Mary, you know, this maybe is a good time for a lot of reflection on the whole Lavender Lilly thing. And we're back up here at Tyson Cemetery, and right across from me is this tombstone for a lady by the name of Fagan. And for some reason, it's always associated with Lilly, that there's pictures of, you know, jackets and things being hung on that particular marker. But I did some work and I couldn't find anything that connected this Fagan to anybody called Lilly. But this is a real different kind of marker. It's made out of, it feels like it's made out of metal, you know, it's very different. But that was her name, Apollonia Fagan, and she died in 1886. Which kind of, I would imagine, precedes the Lilly legend. It's a lovely, quiet cemetery. But I think, we need to discuss this whole Lilly thing. We have been chasing her for 5 years. And what do we know about Lilly? Nothing. Maybe Lilly is a shapeshifter. Yeah, careful.
I can't even say the word, Nancy.
Maybe she is a shapeshifter. And maybe we have seen her. It's just that she's been in some other form. I mean, we have driven by people that are like running on the road.
This is true.
And one time was a guy fixing his fence off to the side.
Absolutely.
So, and today there was the guy down there on the grain. What do you call it?
The grain tank.
Yeah.
Yes, suspiciously waiting.
Right. So, yeah, this whole thing might just be a setup, and she really might be a shapeshifter. How do we know that she isn't? Because you and I really have never seen her.
No, we haven't.
And we don't know what she looks like.
I'm going to just take a scooch around the far edges of the cemetery.
Well, I think you're going to scooch around the far edges of reality here.
You think I am?
Well,
Well,
we got to consider everything.
I just want to walk around the edge. I want to walk around the periphery.
Mary's on the edge.
And see if we can see something.
We've got to figure this out.
Because I may be tired and fatigued, but I'm not that tired and fatigued. I know I saw something coming up that duglet. I'm just going to... Well, I took a little tootle around, and Nancy, where did she go anyway? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there you are. Wait a minute, Nancy. Wait a minute. What's going on?
Mary, has it ever considered to you that this whole thing, that I have been Lavender Lilly the whole time, and that this is a setup to get you up here, because as Lavender Lilly, I am sick and tired of walking Tyson and Montana Ridge. And I want to get you and turn you into my replacement.
No.
Come on, Mary. It won't be so bad. All right, now just stand still so I can drag you down into one of these graves. And you can become the new Lavender Lilly. That's easy enough, right?
No.
If I could do it all these years, you certainly can. Oh, Mary, it's just inevitable.